mathcore-esque breakdown in the middle, followed by this really awesome climax with ascending guitars and lyrics that really seem to paint a statement. Dissolving and Reject All and Submit both continue the album's theme of being awkward and sort of missing the mark, unfortunately. The vocals from Dylan Walker from Full of Heck was a nice surprise, but ultimately they didn't do much to help the track. December 4th, 2024 is slightly better. The instrumental composition here is really underappreciated, with the crushing, slow, post-hardcore riffs that I really love. It's really one of my favorite tracks on this. Audrey's of Guilt is one of the better tracks as well on this album. I love the wall of sound the guitars make. And halfway through the song, I can say the same mostly for the closing track, For Those Who Will Outlive Us. It starts with this really quiet melody on keyboards, which develops into this really nice soundscape. Halfway through, it switches up and goes in a more ominous direction that seems to build towards a dramatic finish, but really it doesn't lead to a very satisfying climax. So that concludes my track-by-track review of this album. As far as my thoughts as a whole, I didn't hate it like a lot of people did that I've gathered based on the online discord surrounding the album. I liked how imaginative it was. And I really liked that the band was going into this bold new direction into post-hardcore, going away from their early Midwest emo years. That and a lot of the instrumentals were really engaging with some unpredictable chord progressions and song melodies. But my complaints with this album really lie in the band's execution. There's not a ton of cohesion here, I feel. And the band seems to try and do too much experimentation with their sound on this record. While that's not a bad thing, you gotta make it sound somewhat coherent. I believe this record isn't all too great at that. My favorite tracks for this, my favorite track is the closing track, For Those Who Outlive Us. And overall, it's not a total stinker, but it could have been better. I give it a 60 out of 100. No Alternative will be back right after this break.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back, music lovers and television watchers alike, to No Alternative, the alternative music show, broadcasting out of Oswego. We have reached Block D, D for Deftones. That's right, I'm about to review the brand new Deftones album, Private Music, which is already one of my top 3 albums of the year. So, to start off, let me give you some background on the Deftones for those of you who have to be living under a rock and don't know who they are. They are an alternative metal band hailing from Sacramento, California, and they are currently featuring guitarist Stephen Carpenter, drummer Ave Cunningham, keyboardist Frank Delgado, and the larger-than-life vocalist Chino Moreno. And for this album, they are also joined by their current touring bassist, Fred Sablon. So I'll now give you a very brief rundown on the band's history. Formed all the way back in the late 80s, they signed with Maverick Records, where they gained a critical and commercial following through the release of their first 2 albums, Adrenaline and Around the Fur. In 2000, they released White Pony, which was met with widespread critical acclaim for its genre-bending sound that set it apart from other new metal bands at the time. Following releases, such as their self-titled album and Saturday Night Wrist, saw them further delving into this new shoegazy sound they created. In 2010 and 2012, following the tragic injury and eventual passing of original bassist Chi Cheng, rest in peace, the band dropped Diamond Eyes and Koi no Yoken respectively. I personally consider this era to be the peak of the Deftones' sort of dreamy, shoegazy sound. 2016's Gore and 2020's Ohms saw the band go in a different direction, a more spacey, sonic direction that was still popular among devoted fans, but it certainly divided critics. Getting into the track-by-track review, we start with My Mind is a Mountain, a thunderous opener that automatically inserts Deftones' spot on the throne of alternative metal. The riffs are loud, but not overly aggressive, and Chino Moreno's dynamic vocals ranging from cleans to screams also stand out on here. I also got to give credit to Delgado's synths, which on this track and the record as a whole add an important layer of sonic depth that gives it this magical, mountainous quality. Locked Club sounds very interesting. It doubles down on the heavy riffs with some very bold spoken word lyrics from Chino, but overall, it's not my favorite. The next track, Edyssis, originally didn't land with me, but upon recent listens, I've grown to appreciate it. It's got these really awesome, heavy sort of Stephen Carpenter riffs, but also a really beautiful soundscape from Delgado's synths. Up next is Infinite Source, and if Deftones were to have dropped a 3rd single from this album, then this would be the one. It's less heavy and has more of this dream pop sort of sound, peaking with this infectious chorus with introspective lyrics. Souvenir is not my favorite off the album, but it's still a very enjoyable track. Clocking in at over 6 minutes long, it's the longest track on the album and one of the longer songs in Deftones' discography, largely in part due to the needlessly long ambient outro. Oh man, this sort of made the song feel a little bit tedious and kind of a bore. CXZ snaps the record out of that ambient daze, though, with these really aggressive riffs and the dreamy synth soundscape that we're used to seeing. I Think About You All the Time is a beautiful example of the quiet, soft dynamic that Deftones employs a lot. It starts slow, but then it explodes into these thick guitar layers. But the lyrics here are easily the standout. They're very positive, and I'd say even very uplifting. Like someone with their share of demons finally realizing they found inner peace. All right, Milk of the Madonna. Wow, what an amazing track. This is the second of the 2 singles from the album. It's heavy, fast, aggressive, yet it's still so incredibly ethereal. Chino's lyrics on the song also are really fantastical, and they go with the music to paint this really apocalyptic scenery. The music really reminds me of Swerve City from Koi no Yoken with its upbeat tempo and roaring guitars, but still during that bridge, it has that guitar solo. That's what that track reminds me of. But this track is far better than even that song. I'd say it's one of my top 10 favorite Deftones songs. Cut Hands incorporates a sort of spoken word / rapping delivery from Deftones' early albums. I don't think it really lands with me for this song, to be honest. But on the other hand, Metal Dream is a really beautiful track that opens with basically the same thing, just rhythm and spoken word, before it blasts into a beautiful chorus with this really nice wall of sound. The lyrics here are really romantic and ethereal. I know some people are not as big on this one, but I gotta give it credit because everything here flows very smoothly. Departing the Body has sort of an ambient sort of intro that leads into a quiet guitar melody. With how low Chino's voice is in this opening lyrics, you think you'd be listening to the baritones. Get it? Because baritones and Deftones. But jokes aside, this song is amazing. The chord progressions are simple and beautiful, and the lyrics are still fictitiously powerful as you'd expect. The loud-soft dynamic is also really effectively done here, much like a lot of the other tracks. Talking about the record as a whole, I think it's the best thing Deftones has put out since Koi no Yoken. It's musically diverse, but still concise for the most part. For a band that has more or less had the same sound for the past 25 years, it's really amazing how they still manage to put out fresh-sounding material. I mean, there are some songs on here that are worse than others, but none of them seem out of place on this record. Chino's lyrical prowess really shows on here as well. The lyrics, which largely deal with mental health struggles, are very abstract in a poetic sort of way that I really relate to. Instead of literally saying what's on his mind, his lyrics allow you to truly feel what... I'll give it an 85 out of 100. No Alternative will be back right after this. Welcome back, music lovers, to No Alternative, Oswego's alternative music show. I am your host, DJ Dash, and unfortunately, I have to announce that this is the last segment of tonight's episode. This segment I call DJ Dash's Music Diary, where I'll be doing a segment this segment I'll be doing at the end of every episode, where I'll be presenting you with all of my current most listened to songs that aren't on any of the albums I reviewed on a current episode. Alright, so the first song I have is Forest by System of a Down. For those of you who are in the alternative and metal communities as a whole, this band really needs no introduction. They're really among the best in both genres. Their fantastic 2001 album Toxicity recently celebrated its anniversary, and Forest is the 8th track off of this album. And it's a blistering track with soaring vocals from Serge Tankian and the lyrics, which are becoming ever more relevant in today's climate. Next up, I've got a track called My Heroine by the band Silverstein. Hailing from Burlington, Ontario, just a few hours away from here, Silverstein was one of the leading bands in the mall emo movement of the 2000s. Their most popular track, My Heroine, shines with arguably more raw emotion than most other bands of this era can muster. This track and the album, Discovering the Waterfront, is really phenomenal and could potentially be a candidate for a classic album review later down the line. Well, that is it for this episode of No Alternative. I am your host, DJ Dash. Thank you all for tuning in, and have a nice night.
Tonight on WTOP-10 Nightly News, an update on the evacuation of Johnson Hall, what the freshmen are saying.
And SUNY Oswego held its second annual Dream Big Career Fair, what students were able to pursue.
But first, the Oswego Hospital will be getting some upgrades. Find out what they are improving.
WTOP-10 Nightly News starts now.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Sawad Hamoud.
And I'm Rob Finger.
A transformative $14 million expansion and renovation project is on the way for the Oswego Hospital. Oswego Health announced that construction is designed to enhance emergency care, streamline diagnostic services, and create safer, more efficient hospital experience for patients and their families.
Thanks to generous support from New York State through a healthcare facility transformation program grant and the vital contributions of community donors, Oswego Hospital will launch this multi-stage project this week. This renovation will transform 17,800 square feet of space on the first floor, which is scheduled for completion by the end of 2026.
This afternoon, SUNY Oswego hosted its second annual Dream Big Career Internship and Graduate School Fair from 4 to 7 p.m. at the Deborah Stanley Arena and Convocation Hall. The event brought together dozens of employers and graduate schools, giving students and alumni the chance to explore career paths, network with one another, inquire about internships, and connect with graduate programs.
SUNY Oswego and Northeast College of Health Sciences have announced a new partnership designed to give students a faster, more affordable path to a Doctor of Chiropractic Medicine degree. Oswego biology majors can choose a new either 3+3 or 4+3 track to complete their undergrad studies before transitioning directly into Northeast College's chiropractic program, skirting around the application and approval process and fast-tracking Oswego students to graduate school.
There is an annual Great Pumpkin 5K run or walk around campus next Saturday on October 18th. You can register online or at the event beginning at 12 at the Marano Campus Center Food Court. Entry is $5 per person. T-shirts are given for the first 75 people that register. The event includes great raffle prizes and medals for the top 3 times. The event begins at 1 p.m. Well, it is the first week of October and some Oswego students are moving out already.
Yeah, but this move was not made by choice. With more on the shocking evacuation happening the last few days, here's our reporter, Eddie McAlpine.
Thanks, Rob. Last week, SUNY Oswego announced that Johnson Hall will be shut down for the rest of the academic year due to an ongoing mold issue. Students have until this Friday to completely move out of the residence hall, and understandably, these freshmen are frustrated.
Moving bins full of belongings, students can be seen at Johnson Hall packing their cars and preparing to move. A scene similar to move-in day, except these freshmen are being forced out.
I found out 2 days ago that I got to leave. I think I had a week to move out, and yeah, we're moving out everything today.
It was over a month into the first semester that mold was discovered growing from the ceiling, walls, and furniture of Johnson Hall. The freshmen are frustrated, now being moved to Cayuga and Oneida Halls on the west side of campus, Johnson Hall all the way on the east.
Personally, I think it's ridiculous. The fact that they knew about the mold the entire summer, but yet they still decided to move us in there.
The school sent out an email letting students know that the hall will remain closed for the rest of the academic year. But these students have every right to be frustrated with the fungus.
And a month in, they decide to kick us out. I think that's a little unfair and almost out of the blue.
We moved in about a month ago, expecting it to be, a fun place to live. Then we hear about the mold issue, and it's horrible.
First-year students moving out, but will the school be able to move on from the mold? Reporting at Johnson Hall, I'm Eddie McAlpine, Oswego Now.
As for SUNY Oswego Now, they will have to find a way to resolve the fungus issue in the freshman hall. I will continue to follow this one closely, but for now, with the latest on Johnson Hall, I'm Eddie McAlpine. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Eddie. It was gloomy and rainy in Oswego today. Maybe we will start to see that fall weather soon.
Let's take a look at the weather with Storm Team 10 meteorologist Bradley Jacobs. Bradley, what do you have?
Thanks, guys. And it was a very rainy, gloomy day outside today, but it is honestly something that we along in New York State here have needed for quite some time. Much needed rain showers to help the current drought conditions that we have been experiencing lately in the area. Now, with this front coming through, we can expect some cold temperatures and a frost to come overnight, the nights after the front passes. But don't worry, sunny skies will return by the weekend, and has fall finally arrived? I'll have all this and more of my full weather forecast ahead. But for now, back to the desk.
Thank you, Bradley.
The largest seizure of fentanyl powder ever recovered from the Office of the Attorney General's Organized Crime Task Force has led to the arrest of 17 people charged with 125 crimes, including drug trafficking more than 23 pounds of fentanyl. That's enough to kill one New Yorker every 6 seconds for an entire year. The operation targeted a network that the Attorney General's office says was distributing fentanyl, heroin, cocaine, and methamphetamine in Onondaga, Oneida, Madison, Cortland, and Tompkins counties.
A heat compressor plant in a Syracuse suburb is saying that its expansion plans may be cut back as Donald Trump canceled a $5 million grant for the project. A list of it and other terminated grants was released by the Department of Energy, which listed cuts for 223 clean energy projects in 16 states. Coincidentally, all states that backed Kamala Harris in the 2024 election, the expansion in Syracuse would create 20 new jobs in the initial stage, which now hangs in the balance with the cuts. A memorial was put up today in the center of campus at Columbia University in New York. 1,200 empty chairs represent the people killed in Israel by Hamas 2 years ago on October 7th. Each chair displays a photo of a person that died from the tragedy. President Donald Trump informs that Hamas is still holding 48 hostages and should be released by the end of next week. Still ahead tonight, 200 troops arrive in Chicago. Why they've been mobilized.
Plus, Zach Bryan releases a new song targeting the Trump administration and how the White House is reacting.
Get rid of all the questions.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you? Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10.
Good evening and welcome back to your nightly news here on WTOP-10. I'm your Storm Team 10 meteorologist, Bradley Jacobs. And taking a look at our current conditions outside right now, it's currently rainy and 63 outside with the dew point also at 63, indicating the relative humidity of about 100%, if not the very high 90s. Pressure sitting roughly about 1,000 millibars. That didn't update for me, so my apologies about that for the technical difficulties. And the winds coming from the northwest at about 9 miles per hour. Now take a look at the regional temperatures. We can see much across western New York here into the high 50s to low 60s. Down the 81 corridor, warming up slightly into the mid 60s, all the way down into the southern tier. And Albany, capital region, down in the eastern southern Catskills, still in the high 60s. That's as the cold front has not quite hit this area yet, with the rain showers moving on in. Now, taking a look at where the radar currently is here about 9 o'clock. Fulton down at 64. These rain showers are making their way to the northeast here. Then going forward, looking into Wednesday morning, we can see these showers move on out. Cooler temperatures are expected throughout the day, much more fall-like, heading all the way into Thursday morning. Fulton at 39, Cooperstown at 33. We can expect some frost and freezes down in these areas, so definitely be ready to bundle up going forward with that. Now, 6 to 10 days out, 6, 7, 10 days on out, we can see that much of the United States is going to see a lot more precipitation. Us for here in New York, we're going to be right about neutral, not too dry, not too moist, but just about where we are supposed to be. That is supposed to help out with some of the ongoing drought issues. Now, that day planner for tomorrow, 8 in the morning, we can see chance of showers, still the showers coming overnight, and a much cooler day and breezy day across the day tomorrow heading into the afternoon. Now, taking a look at the full 7-day weather forecast here, we can see Wednesday, Thursday, those cooler temperatures, and that low of 36 Thursday night into Friday. That's where we can see some frosty, sunny conditions into Friday. And then heading on into the weekend and into next week, still sunny skies, plentiful sunshine all the way throughout. Temperatures warming back into where they should be more around the 60s and mid 60s. That's all for my full weather forecast tonight. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thank you, Bradley. 200 National Guard troops from Texas arrived in Chicago today under the direction of President Trump. The troops were ordered to the city to provide support to the federal immigration agents capturing illegal immigrants on top of the 200 troops from Texas. 300 troops from Illinois are also preparing to deploy. City officials who spoke on the matter called the decision to place troops throughout the city, quote, an unconstitutional invasion.
The White House is responding to an anti-immigration enforcement song put out by country artist Zach Bryan. The song, called The Fading of the Red, White, and Blue, makes references to ICE agents bursting into homes and young children who are, quote, scared and all alone. White House spokesperson Abigail Jackson responded by claiming that Bryan wants to open the gates to criminal illegal aliens.
U.S. Attorney General Pam Bondi testified before the Senate Judiciary Committee today on Capitol Hill.
As CNN's Michael Yoshida reports, there was no shortage of questions that senators had for the Attorney General.
United States Attorney General Pam Bondi testifying before U.S. lawmakers.
I took office with two main goals: to end the weaponization of justice and return the department to its core mission of fighting violent crime.
Bondi sparring with Democrats over the Trump administration's push to deploy the military in U.S. cities.
I wish you loved Chicago as much as you hate President Trump. And currently, the National Guard are on the way to Chicago. If you're not going to protect your citizens, President Trump will.
I've been on this committee for more than 20 years. That's the kind of testimony you expect from this administration. A simple question as to whether or not they had a legal rationale for deploying National Guard troops becomes grounds for a personal attack.
Bondi also asked about allegations from Republican senators that as part of the January 6th investigation, the FBI improperly spied on them by obtaining phone records of GOP lawmakers.
You've seen this document, Attorney General Bondi. What was going on here? Who ordered this? Who ordered the tapping of the phones of United States senators?
Bondi saying she's looking into the matter. The AG also pressed on other issues, including drone strikes of suspected drug cartel boats, the so-called Epstein files and investigations and personnel decisions which Democrats argued had been motivated by politics. Bondi often deflecting and attacking.
And you rail against dark money. Yet you work with dark money groups all the time, senators. You shut down the government. You voted to shut down the government, and you're sitting here.
In Washington, Michael Yoshida.
Bondi has been facing criticism from not only her opponents, but in some cases by the president himself.
Trump posted a letter to Bondi on Truth Social last month, urging Bondi to prosecute multiple of his own vocal critics.
When WTOP-10 Nightly News continues, Costco is now selling new medications at their store.
And what HelloFresh products are being recalled? Find out after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
Polly, sister, if you're watching this, Paul.
and highbrow humor,
Surface is this? Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh, boy!
only on WTOP.
Back to WTOP-10 Nightly News.
In consumer news, Costco is introducing a new way of losing weight to its stores. The retailer will now be selling Ozempic and Wegovy at lower prices. Novo Nordisk, the company behind the medications, say that the medications can be sold for $499. That is half of what they sell for at other retailers. Costco members can also get additional discounts.
A health alert was issued by the U.S. Department of Agriculture after listeria was found in spinach used in 2 HelloFresh meal kits. Some of the potentially contaminated products include the cheesy pulled pork pepper pasta and the unstuffed peppers with ground turkey. If you've bought these products, throw them away or return them. Contact HelloFresh for more information on the health alert.
On Tuesday, Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney came to discuss for growing economic issues President Trump's tariffs have caused.
Here is Karen Kaifa with more.
Canada's Prime Minister Mark Carney came to the White House on Tuesday in an uncomfortable spot, his country's economy slipping and tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump on key Canadian exports to the United States, making the situation worse. Tuesday marked the second time that Carney has come to Washington to meet with Trump since Carney was elected in April.
Let's be clear about the relationship as it stands right now. We are the second largest trading partner of the United States.
But tariffs imposed on Canadian goods coming over the border into the U.S. are hitting an already struggling economy hard. According to Canadian government data, the unemployment rate hit 7.1% in August, the highest level since May 2016 outside of the pandemic period. Trump has slapped tariffs on cars, steel, and aluminum, key Canadian exports to the United States, and more have been announced on softwood and lumber, among the top goods the United States imports from its northern neighbors. Trump said Tuesday that the close proximity of the two countries creates a trade conflict.
In other countries, they're very far away, and there's no problem. You can compete and you can do. We don't like to compete because we sort of hurt each other when we compete. And so we have a natural conflict. It's a natural business conflict. Nothing wrong with it. And I think we've come a long way over the last few months, actually, in terms of that relationship.
Trump also adding that the U.S. will treat Canada fairly. Canada, the U.S., and Mexico have also started consultations on renewing the trade agreement that was first negotiated by the first Trump administration and launched back in 2020. That agreement is set to expire in 2026. In Washington, I'm Karen Kaifa.
Relations with Canada have only worsened since President Trump announced his plans for tariffs in February. The fall sports season is heating up as we get further into October.
WTOP-10 sports anchor Jacob Coleman is here with all the action.
Thanks, guys. Make sure to stick around after the break to hear about Oswego sports, Super Dirt Week, and more.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Chris. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. You got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to WTOP-10 News. I'm your sports anchor, Jacob Coleman, here to give you your sports rundown tonight. Our first story here tonight is covering the SUNY Oswego soccer doubleheader coming up tomorrow evening. At 4 p.m., Oswego men's soccer team will travel to SUNY Cortland for their first matchup against the Red Dragons. The men's team looked to make a bounce back from their past game, which ended in a draw on Senior Day. 2 hours later at 6 p.m., the Lady Lakers will defend home turf against Cortland at the Turf Stadium. The women look to keep their hot streak alive this week, coming off of a 9-3 beatdown over SUNY Morrisville. Switching over now to a little dirt racing, WTOP-10's sports reporter Brady Hauser was able to get the Oswego Speedway to give us some insight on racing action this week. Thanks to Brady for the dive into Super Dirt Week. Intense racing action will continue throughout the week at Oswego Speedway. Moving into pro sports now, the New York Yankees continue to have trouble throughout the American League Divisional Series in the MLB playoffs. The Blue Jays are leading to the best-of-5 series 2-0 currently, with a dominant 13-7 showing in Game 2 on Sunday. Right now, the Yankees are live in action again, trying to save their season from ending early. And a loss tonight means their season is over. Sticking to pro sports, but switching to the hardwood, the NBA preseason is currently underway, with multiple games on tonight. The preseason began on October 2nd and will continue until October 17th. 4 days later, NBA tip-off will begin on October 21st, with the first game being Rockets and Thunder. Tonight, a key preseason matchup to look into is the Pacers at Timberwolves, two teams who were just in the playoffs last season. NBA preseason will continue daily with at least 2 games all the way up until the 17th. And going into our highlight tonight now, an NFL game from Sunday. The Dallas Cowboys would travel to East Rutherford, New Jersey to take on the New York Jets. And on our first play here, Javonte Williams is going 66 yards through the heart of the Jets defense. And he's going to get chased down and tackled inside the 5-yard line. On the very next play now, Dak Prescott with a little bootleg action. He rolls out, and he's got his tight end, Jake Ferguson, for the touchdown. His second touchdown grab of this first half. Into the second half of the game now, Dallas would have the ball, and Dak is going to look to fire it from the logo. Hand fighting all the way downfield. It's going to be George Pickens with a 45-yard touchdown grab to put Dallas up 30-3 in this one. Into the fourth quarter now, the Jets desperate to shrink the lead. Justin Fields will throw it to his fullback, Andrew Beck, for the score. Their first touchdown of the game with only 8 minutes left to play. On the very next play, however, the Jets would convert the two-point conversion to make the lead only 16 for the Dallas Cowboys. But they do not have it in them. As 4 minutes and some change left, Dak would roll out, and he's got his running back, Javonte Williams, in the flats. His second touchdown of the game, 1 receiving and 1 rushing. This would be the nail in the coffin, so to speak, for the Cowboys, as they would carry out the victory 37-22. And unfortunately for the New York Jets, they were on the wrong side of history, becoming the first team to lose 5 straight with 0 takeaways in NFL history. I want to thank you all for joining me for your sports rundown here tonight.
Thank you, Jacob. Stick around to find out what national day it is.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
Polly sister, if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
This week's Taco Tuesday is extra special. That's because October 7th is National Taco Day.
The longtime favorite meal is served with a variety of items, including beef, chicken, and fish, often topped off with tomatoes, cheese, and olives.
National Taco Day used to be celebrated on October 4th, but it was adjusted so that it would always fall on the first Tuesday in October.
Many restaurants like Taco Bell, Del Taco, and others are celebrating with taco specials. Now here's a question for you guys. What's your taco order? What do we think? Jake, what's yours?
I'm really basic. I just do like beef, cheese, lettuce, and some hot sauce. Give me some hot sauce.
Okay.
See, I'm even more basic than that. I'm literally just give me the soft shell tortilla, some good ground beef, shredded cheese. That's good. That's
Honestly,
good with me,
that's not a bad choice though. I go with like ground beef, salsa, taco sauce, fresh tomatoes, and some lettuce. That's good for me. So.
See, the other thing for me is like as like a cook, like I love making it. Half the time I can't eat all of it though, which stinks.
That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching.
Be sure to stay tuned for Stick to Sports.
Thank you guys for watching.
Have a great night, everyone. Well, I don't understand why we had our Roll It video moment taken away from us, but regardless, welcome to Season 8, Episode 3 of Stick to Sports.
Today we're going to take a look at the March Madness National Championship, live updates, and talk about some record-breaking athletes.
See, guys, this is the part where normally I'd go, roll it, but we already rolled it. So I guess we'll go right into it. The number 1 seeded Florida Gators and Auburn Tigers went head-to-head at the Alamodome in San Antonio this past Saturday. And after being down by 8 at the half, the Gators clawed their way back, beating the Tigers 79-73. Now, Connor, what went wrong in the second half for the Tigers?
Well, I mean, the man's got a name, and it's Walter Clayton Jr. I mean, he is the best pure sharpshooter from 3 in all of college basketball. The way he's been playing throughout this tournament, I mean, he's inflated his draft stock like crazy. In the Saturday's win in the Final Four over Auburn for Florida, he dropped 34 points, had 5 threes. He's the first player to have a consecutive 30-point game this deep into the tournament since Larry Bird in 1979. Talk about some elite company, Alex.
Larry legendary, absolutely. I mean, the key for Florida in this game was coming out of that second half. They really got out in transition, and they forced Auburn to be really uncomfortable, taking them out of their normal half-court style of play. I mean, Auburn big man Johnny Broome, he was held to 6 for 14 shooting, and for a 7'1" big man, I mean, that's not a winning formula right there. So Florida really took their speed and their offensive striking from distance. They took that to their advantage.
Absolutely. I mean, talk about the second half, the turnovers that the Tigers just kept giving up. They gave away 12 turnovers, and the Florida scored, I think, 14 points on those turnovers.
Mm-hmm.
That's absolutely deadly, especially when you're in the Final Four of March Madness. You
got to take advantage of your opportunities.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I mean, we've got 2 phenomenal teams, 2 teams that you could argue deserve to be the championship game. I mean, these teams have battled all season. For the first time we've seen in a long, long time, the Final 4 teams were the 4-1 seeds. So certainly not something that we see too often, but it's been a great tournament and a great semifinal game there.
Absolutely.
100%. The Duke Blue Devils, led by 18-year-old Cooper Flagg, have had a phenomenal season this year, but came up just short on Saturday. After being up by as many as 14 points during the game, the Houston Cougars, kind of like Florida, came back from behind and shocked the world, being the tournament favorites and securing a spot in the finals. Guys, is Cooper Flagg still the favorite for the number 1 overall draft pick in the NBA?
Well, Sammy, I think it's a tough question. I mean, the kid's 18 years old. He's a phenomenal basketball player. And if he declares for the draft, has he declared for the draft? I don't believe so. Has he?
No, he most likely will.
He most likely will. As of right now, he still has not. But if he does, I think there's a 100% chance he goes at the 101. I mean, he's just one of the best talents we've seen out of college in a long time.
I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. I mean, I think he's the most complete college prospect to ever come out. But before all this Cooper Flagg glaze, let's talk about Houston. I mean, they're playing in the national championship right now. I mean, they completed an amazing 14-point comeback over the last 8 minutes of this game, and their defense was just so suffocating. They held Duke to a measly 1 field goal over the last 10.5 minutes of that game. I mean, what happened to this Blue Devil team that was so deep at the offensive position? They just collapsed, Alex.
Well, Connor, it was the perfect storm of a Duke collapse and just the turn-up from these Cougars. You mentioned smothering defense. They went on a 9-0 run off of those turnovers in the last 35 seconds. That's unheard of. Talk about a March spectacle. But they were led by their guard, L.J. Cryer, with 26 points and 6 threes. He just took control of the game. And they're hungry for their first title. I mean, Houston hasn't been to the Natty since 1984, and they've never won one. So, you take down the golden poster child of this tournament in Cooper Flagg, and you're hungry for your first title. I mean, I like Houston's odds going into this Natty, which is halfway through at this point.
100%. I think Duke kind of got comfortable and got lazy towards the end. The 2-minute drill, they got outscored 15-2 in the final 2 minutes of the game. Again, it's March Madness. It's why it's called March Madness. Anything can happen.
You can't settle in those big moments.
Absolutely
even
not.
If you're Cooper Flagg.
Nope.
Well, the stage has been set officially, and both of these teams have proved they belong in the championship game, but only one team can win. Fellas, right now live, the Cougars are facing off against the Gators, so here's your, for the first time ever, way too late predictions. Mike, let's start with the score update, and then we'll give our predictions given the current score.
Well, currently, boys, the Cougars are up by 4, 48-44, with just under 9 minutes left here in the second half, so still plenty of game left, and it's a tight one, so I really think it could go either way. I'm going to go with Florida. I think they're going to complete this comeback. Of course, not down by too much, but at one point they were down by 10 points. So they really have been climbing back here a little bit. I think they're going to finish the job.
Gotcha.
I like the Cougars. I mean, I'm going to disagree with you a little bit here, Mike. I mean, this game is really a difference in team style. Florida, the #1 offensive team, #2 in adjusted offense, #1 in offense coming into this game. Houston has had the best defense all year long, and throughout that first half, Caleb Martin was only held to 2 points. I mean, not Caleb Martin. I'm so sorry.
Walter Clayton.
No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. Caleb Martins is on the Mavericks right now. Don't worry about it. No, I'm going to agree with you, Connor. A lot of people were high on Florida going into the tournament. Like, I believe we mentioned it last show, 23% were on them to win the whole thing. But I'm going to go with Houston just because I love rooting for teams that, have never won a natty in their team history. I mean, they haven't been there in 30 years since Hakeem Olajuwon brought them there. And, I do like their defensive style, and I do like them to slow down the Gators a little bit, make them play to their tempo. I'll take Houston.
I don't want to jump on the bandwagon, but I only have one thing put down for my notes for the Natty preview. It was always meant to be Houston. It was always meant to be Houston from day one. From day one.
You've been calling it since day one. You put that down in your bracket. Can we get a receipt?
Yeah, I didn't submit my bracket, but Houston was. I did have Houston winning me into everything.
Okay.
Well, you've heard enough about basketball, and we'll keep you posted here live. But for now, let's talk about the man himself, the head of the table. But no, Mike, not Roman Reigns. New York's very own Jalen Brunson has finally returned from his sprained ankle injury and had a successful return, putting up 15 points in a 112-98 win over the Suns. Sammy, how does this improve the Knicks' playoff chances?
Oh, captain, my captain, right? You can't play without a leader, and the Knicks got that back. I will say the first game back since March 7th was a little, I don't want to say underwhelming. I'm glad he's adjusting well, but 15 points and 6 assists. The Knicks need, again, they need their leader back. He can't, hopefully this is just a little bit of a down.
It'll take him some time.
Yeah, take him some time to get back in. But I think really, not just for morale or for the game, for stats and stuff, but morale too. Again, he's your captain. He's back and he's finally healthy to help hopefully go into a deep playoff run.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more with you, Sammy. And I think this was a great little experiment for the Knicks. We mentioned it last show with some speculation on what might happen, but the Knicks went a very respectable 9-6 over their 15 games without Brunson. It really unlocked one man that I'm looking at right now, OG Anunoby. Over the last 10 games that they had without Brunson, he is averaging 27.5 points, 5 boards, 1.5 steals per game on 56, 45, and 91 shooting splits. The man is on fire. His athleticism has looked amazing. His shooting has been consistent. We talked about, will Mikal step up? Will Cat step up? The man has stepped up, and his name is OG. It's been really nice to see for the Knicks heading into the playoffs.
Yeah, Alex, and I really think that if Jalen Brunson can get back to the way he was playing before his injury, combine that with OG Anunoby and how the other guys have sort of picked it up with Brunson being gone, I think they're going to be a serious threat to any playoff contenders this season.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more.
100%. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk some puck and recognize some of the greats. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Stick to Sports on WTOP-10.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Crits. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. The history books were rewritten yesterday as we witnessed what was thought to be an unbreakable record shatter right in front of our eyes.
Indeed we did, Sammy. Alexander Ovechkin just made history by becoming the all-time scoring leader in NHL history, taking the mantle from the legend himself, Wayne Gretzky, with 895 goals and counting. Ovechkin continues to add to his massive resume in his 20th season. Connor, I want to ask you, what's the impact on Ovi breaking this record, and how will it affect his legacy and the league as a whole?
I mean, his legacy is that now he is undisputably the greatest goal scorer in NHL history of all time. I mean, 895, he did it in the same amount of games that it took Gretzky to finish that career total, 1,487. I mean, you can't write a better script. The goal came on a power play from the top of the left faceoff circle, something that Ovi has made his office over his entire career. I mean, he's redefined a slap shot or a one-timer on the power play, and how fitting is it that that's where his goal came from?
And to carry on with that, I mean, we talk about it was just such a storybook ending, this goal. I mean, he got the assist from his longtime teammate, Tom Wilson. He scored on his fellow Russian, Ilya Sorokin. The first goal he's ever scored on Sorokin. Sorokin signed the puck afterwards, congratulating him. It was amazing. But again, you mentioned same amount of goals as Gretzky. He needs 3 goals for the rest of the season. He's 3 goals to pass Gordie Howe for most goals in a single season for a player over 39. He's 4th in the league right now in goal scorers, and he's in his 20th season. I mean, he just continues to build his legacy and show his true greatness in this league.
They don't call him the Russian machine for nothing.
Absolutely not.
Well, from the NHL to the MLB we go, as the Blue Jays star just got a bag. After some offensive rumors speculating he would leave, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and the Toronto Blue Jays reached a contract extension of 14 years at $500 million. This new deal sets the record for the largest extension in history, passing Mike Trout's $426 million extension with the Los Angeles Angels in 2019. Alex, how does this deal affect the Blue Jays organization, and do you think it was the right move long term?
I do think this was the right move long term, and I'll tell you why. If you are establishing as an organization that you have trust in your young guys, he's 26 years old, he's one of the best first basemen in the league, 2-time Silver Slugger, you say, look, I'm going to lock up our 26-year-old star, I'm going to make him the centerpiece for any rebuilds we have moving forward, and it's great for the league in general. I mean, we have a star-studded league now. We have a Dodgers team that looks unstoppable. We got a Yankees team signing big names. We got Juan Soto on the move. We have all this news, and it's just great to see a homegrown guy from Canada, Montreal, born and raised, stay with his team, get a huge contract extension, lock up, be there long term. It's great for the league competitive-wise.
100%. I mean, it's great to see Toronto finally get a star. I mean, over the past few years, they've finished 3rd in key free agents like Shohei Ohtani and Juan Soto just because of factors outside of their control. They had the money to pay these guys, but when push comes to shove, players don't want to have to go through customs for every road trip and potentially be held up in international airports until 3 in the morning. On top of that, Scott Boras was talking about the value of the Canadian dollar compared to the U.S. dollar. I mean, it just seems that for factors outside of Toronto's control, they couldn't get a guy to sign, but now they keep their own. Vladdy's a Canadian citizen. I mean, it's a perfect story.
Yep, born and raised.
Yeah, absolutely, Connor. And I mean, Vladdy, a phenomenal player as well. You look at his statistics from the past couple of seasons. I mean, last year alone, 103 RBIs and 199 hits. So just a phenomenal player.
Second in the league in batting average.
Going to be a huge asset.
But moving on, some familiar faces in the NBA are heading to Springfield, Massachusetts. Former NBA All-Stars Carmelo Anthony and Dwight Howard have officially been put on the 2025 NBA Hall of Fame ballot. Both players shined throughout their careers, dominating their respective positions for over a decade. Sammy, as guys who grew up watching these players shine, what does it mean to you to see Melo and Dwight finally get their flowers in the Hall of Fame?
100%. It's Syracuse guy, right? Everyone loves Syracuse. I grew up 2 hours away from here. But Carmelo Anthony deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. That's all I'm going to say. He deserves it. I have so many stats here for him. Oh my God. Third overall in the draft that also had LeBron James and Dwight Howard. Dwayne, oh my God.
Dwight Howard was number 1 in 04.
I apologize. Wow. Oof.
Good poll.
His rookie season, he averaged 21 points, emerging as a top scorer for the team. He was a Nugget, unfortunately, before he was a Knick, but we don't talk about that.
Nothing wrong with the Nugs.
Yeah, nothing wrong. He shined there, absolutely.
Yeah, we'll talk about the Knicks. With the Knicks, he averaged 24.7 points per game, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists in 412 games with the Knicks. That is nuts. And honestly, it's good to see someone who is a local hometown hero to us especially get his flowers.
Yeah, and Sammy, one thing you're missing is for both of these guys, Melo, a 10-time NBA All-Star, and Dwight Howard, an 8-time All-Star. So just phenomenal athletes who have really proven that they deserve to be in this Hall of Fame, and it's great to see them getting there.
I just want to quickly give Dwight Howard some love for taking that 2009 Mavericks team to the finals against the Lakers. Also, 3-time DPOY, Dwight Howard.
Yeah, absolutely. And Dwight Howard, 10th all time on the all-time rebounding list, 13th in the all-time block list. He got his chip with the Lakers in 2020. Outstanding resumes. And Melo, a scoring champ at the end of the day, and a gold medalist. Great careers for both guys. We're
going to go to a quick break, but when we come back, I'm going to be giving the guys some rapid fire on the fast break. Don't go anywhere. You're watching WTOP-10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
Polly sister, if you're watching this, Paul,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this? Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back to Stick to Sports. Before we get to the fast break, Mike, you want to give us an update on the Natty?
Well, gentlemen, just under 5 minutes left. Houston's ahead 58-55, a very close game. I'm excited to see how it ends. I'm going to be half tuned into the show, half tuned in over here. So cut me some slack.
Absolutely understandable.
100%. As I said before, it was always meant to be Houston. All right. Wow, I apologize. Today's fast break, I'll be asking the guys all about baseball. I'll stop talking and get right into it. Up and away, the torpedo bats have been taking the MLB by storm lately, but it's also caused a lot of controversy among fans. MLB Commissioner Rob Manfred was quoted saying that the bats were absolutely good for baseball. Mike, do you think these bats could be the future, or do you think they're better off left in the dugout?
I mean, Sammy, I think it's pretty simple in my eyes, at least. I think these bats are the future. They make the game 10 times more exciting. Who doesn't want to go to a baseball game and see a bunch of home runs. I mean, that's what made me fall in love with baseball when I was younger. That's the reason I watch for these exciting moments like that. And I think torpedo bats are able to bring that to the game even more. So no complaints there.
I couldn't agree with you more, Mike. When you look at a league that over the past 10 to 15 years, all the technological and analytical advancements have been for the pitchers. When you take a look at the guys who hit 300 in 2008, there were 51. Last year, only 14. Let's see if these torpedo bats can kind of even out the playing field for these hitters.
It would be cool to see, Connor, and they're completely legal. There's nothing wrong with them. I mean, they help out hitters. They put more wood towards the bat, closer to the label, not at the end. And I mean, it's just going to be exciting to see the future of them.
100%. We had the absolute pleasure of being able to watch baseball these last couple of weeks, so I wanted to get your guys' opinions about some things. What was the biggest surprise from opening week, and what teams or players stood out to you guys the absolute most?
Am I taking this one first, gentlemen?
Yes, sir.
My biggest surprise is going to have to be that Yankees win over the Brewers. I mean, we talked about torpedo bats just a couple of minutes ago. Of course, those may have had something to do with it, but 20-9 and that many home runs in a single game, I mean, just
breaking the home run
blown
record.
away,
Yeah.
breaking the Yankees home run record, one off of the MLB home run record as well. A great game, a great win for the Yankees. And as a Yankees fan, of course, I can't complain.
Yeah.
Mike mentions the Yankees. I'm actually going to go and take a look at their arch rival, the Boston Red Sox. There's a guy down there, their new third baseman, Alex Bregman, is having a perfect season so far. It looks like his swing is perfectly tailored for Fenway Park. In 24 career games at Fenway, Bregman has 20 extra base hits. This season, he's hitting .341 with a .974 OPS. And in last night's doubleheader victory over the Cardinals, Bregman went 4 for 5 with 6 ribbies and one massive 411 moonshot to dead center in the Red Sox 18-7 stomping over the Cardinals.
A Yankee fan giving a former Astro and a Red Sox his flowers couldn't be me. But my biggest standout so far has been the Phillies this season. I really like the Phillies. They have, in my opinion, the best rotation in baseball. They just beat the Dodgers yesterday, and they showed a lot of flaws in that Dodgers squad. They got star-studded vets. Watch out for the Phillies. They're going to be good.
100%, absolutely. I know I said earlier about some predictions. I know it's super early in the season, but after seeing the teams play a couple games, do you guys think we're in for a wild season? And what are your boldest predictions about this baseball season?
Well, Sammy, it's definitely going to be a wild season. I mean, we've already seen that. But my boldest prediction, and this might shock the world, maybe not. I don't think the Dodgers are going to win the NL West.
Please.
I see the Giants and the Padres both sitting right there with them. 3 phenomenal teams, by the way. And I think it's the Dodgers' turn to let someone else shine. Plain and simple.
I'm going to head out east for the New York Yankees. I think Judge breaks 62 this year, guys. I mean, he's already got 6 home runs and 17 RBIs in the team's first 7 games. In 2022, when he broke the AL home run record, he didn't have 6 home runs until 20 games into the season. He, of course, finished with 62. In 2024, he didn't hit 6 until 29 games. He finished with 58. And in 2017, he didn't hit 6 until 17 games in and still finished with 52. I mean, this is a guy who typically starts out slow, but he is hot right now.
I'm going to continue this Yankee train, Connor, and my hot take is going to be that the New York Yankees will not make the playoffs this season. I don't think they are making the playoffs strictly because of their starting pitching. They had a lot of injuries during the season. Garrett Cole, Luis Gil, Clark Schmidt, all gone for the rotation. In the 6 wins that the Yankees have this season, 1 starting pitcher has recorded a win in those 6 wins. Their ERA is through the roof. I think that is going to ultimately hurt them down the stretch, and I don't think they're going to get that wild card spot from the Orioles or the Red Sox.
I don't really appreciate the Yankee hate, but I guess I can appreciate that.
Yankee fan hate.
Thank you for watching the Fast Break. We're almost done here, but don't go anywhere, because when we come back, we have another great extra inning segment for you here on WTOP-10.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
Roll it.
Jill told me it was Kitty from Glee. Yeah, what is it?
Al Roker.
And welcome back to Stick to Sports. Now let's get ready for another edition of Extra Innings.
Well, boys, as the great Ray Charles says, Georgia, Georgia. Just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on his mind. It's Masters weekend, everyone, and the field looks wide open this year. Connor, who do you have taking home the green jacket?
I've got number 2 golfer in the world, Rory McIlroy, taking home his first ever green jacket. He's in a 10-year major championship drought, but he's won two tournaments already coming into this Masters weekend, and the number 1 golfer, defending Masters champion Scottie Scheffler, he got wrist surgery in the offseason. I think that might hamper him a little bit come this weekend.
Well, Connor, I don't think it hampered him at all in the offseason. I think number 1 ranked golfer Scottie Scheffler is taking home the green jacket this year. Won the Masters in 2022, 2024. He's coming for that trifecta, 2025. Don't sleep on Scottie.
Can we Bryce DeChambeau? That man has an IQ of 121. That man is Jimmy Neutron.
Practically a genius.
On the green, man. There's no way he doesn't win this.
Yeah, and fellas, I love my golfers, but my favorite thing to do when I'm trying to fall asleep, turn on a Bryson DeChambeau YouTube video. So give me Bryson as well.
Well, boys, from the classiest sport to one of the most brutal, the UFC is back this weekend with an absolute banger of a main event as Alexander Volkanovski and Diego Lopez clash this Saturday for the vacant UFC featherweight title. Alex, who do you have coming out on top?
I got Lopez winning this fight. I think he is 5 inches taller than his opponent, and I think that reach in later rounds is going to give him the benefit of the doubt. I got him winning in the TKO. Give me Lopez.
I've always loved the underdog. Give me Volk, round 4, total knockout.
Wow, Sam. I mean, I'm going to agree with Alex on this one. I think that reach is just too much, but of course, Volk is very speedy, a lot shorter, uses that speed to his advantage, but I've got Lopez in a round 1 KO. I don't think it's going to be that close.
Absolute hammer.
I'm going to bring up age here. A record of UFC fighters aged 35 and up in title fights below middleweight, which is 185 pounds. They are 2-30. Diego Lopez, 30 years old, fights Volk, who's 36. Volk is already coming off of a title fight loss where he was 35 to former champion Ilia Topuria, who was only 27. We've seen age be a factor before, and I think that stat holds true.
We got an old man on our hands. And finally, from the main event to co-main event, we go as number 7 ranked lightweight Michael Chandler takes on number 12 ranked Paddy the Baddy. Sammy, who do you got coming away with the W in this electric lightweight matchup?
Give me Paddy the Baddy, man. If there's anyone I like to watch or kick the crap out of somebody, it's Paddy the Baddy, man. He is awesome. He is so fun to watch. He is electric. I think he's going to win round 3 by doctor decision. I think he's going to get a huge cut. Going to make his opponent have a huge cut right above his eyebrow. That's what I'm guessing.
All right, round 3 by doctor decision, Sammy. I love Paddy. He's got the look. He's got the swagger. He's so exciting. Chandler, also a really good fighter. I think it's going to be a great match, but I've got Paddy on a split decision.
I've got Michael Chandler. He's a guy who's been there, done that, fought the elite of the UFC lightweight division, was a champion in Bellator before that organization folded. I got Chandler round 3 KO.
I got Paddy the Baddy. We're going to beat up on Connor a little bit here, go 3-1 on him. But what can I say about Pimblett? Like you said, the swag, everything. He holds himself. The way he's going up against his opponent, I like him. I have him by, let me remember, I think a...
TKO.
Yeah, I got him as TKO. Right, but that's all the time that we have on this episode of Stick to Sports. Be sure to tune in. We're going to have a quick live update. 64-62 Houston going into the last minute. Be sure to tune into our final show of the semester on Stick to Sports, April 21st. Don't miss it.
Good night.
Good night.
Welcome on into season 23, episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Ken Gerard, co-hosted by the somewhat likable Lucas McGarry.
Oh, come on.
Now, Mr. McGarry.
Yes.
Unfortunately, winter sports here in the port city have all wrapped up. for the season. But thankfully, spring sports are in full swing, with many squads getting their first SUNYAC matchups underway. Now, speaking of, let's get started with our Laker recap.
Yeah, no, I love the Laker recap. Honestly, kind of my favorite segment of the show.
Really?
Yeah.
That's a hot take.
I enjoy it. Laker Showdown's a lot of fun. I like Laker recap because I love talking about how good the Lakers did.
I didn't give you time to say, how are you?
I'm doing good. I'm really excited to talk about how good the Lakers did. I'm very excited.
Good. Well, I guess we'll just get right into it. As I just mentioned, spring sports are in full swing and conference play has begun. Now, some teams are looking to make a return to the SUNYAC playoffs after strong seasons last year. Others are looking to rebound from disappointing seasons last year. Now, speaking of teams looking for a return to the playoffs, let's start off with how the men's lacrosse team did. Lucas, take it away.
Yeah, how about it? Oswego kicked off conference play with a commanding 11-6 victory over New Paltz, setting the tone early and never looking back. Lakers jumped out to a fast start with 3 quick goals from Garrett Elston and Corey O'Connor. Although the Hawks responded with 2 goals, Oswego seized control by rattling off 5 unanswered scores to take an 8-2 lead into halftime. The second half saw a more balanced battle, with both teams adding 2 goals in the third quarter, including goals from Nate Ham and Corey O'Connor for the Lakers. Oswego's defense remained strong down the stretch, shutting down New Paltz's offense to secure the win and to start conference play on a very high note. Lakers starting off strong.
Well, you can't go undefeated if you don't win the first one. You take a look at some of the stats here. 11-6, a good win for Oswego. They outshoot them, and they got more shots on goal. And look at that. Only 7 shots not on net for these Lakers. That's a winning recipe for this Oswego team. Now, we'll talk about later who they're going to play down the road. It's going to be a tough matchup in the next one. But what a good win for Oswego. Start off 1-0 in SUNYAC play, who have not played at home yet. Again, we're going to talk about that very shortly. But, Lucas, looks like it's going to be a good season for this men's team.
Yeah, no, I love the efficiency here. Like you just said, they only had 7 shots that weren't on goal. That is peak efficiency. And in a game like that against a conference team, that is exactly what you want. I love it.
Well, let's move on to the women's team now. The Oswego State women's lacrosse team looked to keep their SUNYAC record perfect, coming in at 2-0 in the SUNYAC against the Canton Kangaroos. The Lakers would strike first and take a commanding 4-0 lead in the first before Canton would respond, making it a 4-1 game. The Lakers would once again go on a run, and it was a good one. The Lakers went on a 6-0 scoring run to make the game 10-1 early in the second. The Lakers led 11-3 going into the half, and Canton was unable to mount the comeback. The Lakers would go on to defeat the Roos 15-4 and stay perfect in conference. The Lakers move on to 3-0 in the SUNYAC and 7-2 overall. Lucas, the Lakers have some serious goal scorers this season and look good early on. Now, what is working so well for this Lakers squad?
Well, first of all, I just want to say I wish I could have appreciated this game more being there, but I was outside freezing the entire time. It was hailing, snowing, really bad wind. But regardless of that, I think that the way the Lakers have been playing these past couple of games has been absolutely phenomenal. They have been dominating teams recently by scores of 10+. They are regularly having that running clock going at the end of their games. They are consistently beating teams by huge amounts of margins, and I think that is really, really impressive to see. And I mean, you can't be any more excited than that, honestly.
No, absolutely not. They're off to a great start and look to continue to be that way, Lucas.
Yeah, no, 100%. But we're going to switch from the field now to the diamond. The Oswego baseball team hit the road Thursday for a 3-game series against the defending SUNYAC champion New Paltz Hawks and came up just short in a hard-fought 5-4 loss on Thursday. The Lakers struck first with 2 runs in the third inning, sparked by some aggressive base running. New Paltz answered with a run in the bottom of the half, taking advantage of a fielding error. After trading runs, Oswego pulled ahead 4-3 in the 6th on a pass ball, but the momentum shifted in the 7th when Dylan Restano crushed a 2-run homer to give New Paltz the lead. The Hawks bullpen shut the door with 3.2 innings of scoreless relief. Daniel Winchester led the Lakers offensively, going 3-for-4 with 2 runs scored, but a 9th inning double play ended Oswego's rally attempt. So a tough loss for them. We're going to talk about their next games, or that game coming up, but for right now, just about the game that happened. Unfortunate for the Lakers, but you got to have the bats wake up.
You absolutely do. And this Lakers team, again, looking to get into those SUNYAC matchups. Alfred State is a good team. And, yeah, for Oswego, we mentioned it last episode that this team really needs to start getting the bats up and moving. And I think throughout the season, they just haven't really able to just connect on a lot of their shots, and they're just not able to get it done. But let's move ahead now to the other diamond, the softball diamond. The Lakers were slated for a doubleheader matchup against Clarkson. In the first match, it was all Golden Knights. They took the game 1, 13-2. But Oswego's looking to bounce back in game 2 of the doubleheader. Clarkson would strike first with an RBI single in the top of the first. The Lakers would strike back in the same inning, notching 2 runs in the bottom of the first. The Lakers would have a great 4th inning, scoring 3 off an RBI triple from Lillian Haggerty. They held up this lead all the way into the top of the 7th and final inning. Clarkson had 2 cross the plate to make it a 1-run game, but Oswego was able to hold on and win 5-4 over the Golden Knights. The Lakers improved to 5-8 on the season. Now, Lucas, after a couple of rainouts, the Lakers are looking to get into conference play, but what a way to hold on and win for Oswego here.
I love the fact that in the first game, they obviously didn't have the best game, and then they decided, you know what, we're not going to let this affect us, and they came back even stronger, and they had a hard-fought victory, and you love to see it, and especially now with conference play coming right up, that is exactly what you want. You want to build that momentum, and I think now for them, they have a really strong case for it.
Absolutely. I mean, even a team like Clarkson, they had no errors in that matchup, and Oswego having 3, just out-hitting Clarkson. So I think, again, the amount of hits probably led to the win here, but being able to have 3 errors on your side of the field and still win when another team has 0, pretty
that's very
impressive.
If you're making mistakes and Clarkson isn't taking advantage of it, that's on Clarkson. So good win for Oswego to close it out.
Absolutely. But that's going to do it for our Laker recap here. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, wow, words are really hard tonight, Lucas. They really are hard tonight. We come back, it'll be time for the week ahead. Stick around. You're watching Laker Connections right here on WTOP-10.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris.
That's my co-host. This is for making me eat roast Pop-Tarts.
It's showtime, Crits. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say. No. Spin the wheel. Oh, you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to...
Welcome back into Season 23, Episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Ken Gerard, co-hosted by the sweaty and laid-back Lucas.
I apologize. It is really hot in the studio right now.
It's roasting a little bit.
It is very hot. I overheat very easily.
I guess the school didn't turn on the AC
quite
yet.
We haven't got any yet, so we're a little hot in here, but
we'll get there.
We'll make do.
We have discussed the past, Lucas, and it is time to talk about the future. We have a lot of action for Oswego athletics.
Very true.
And Lucas, well, let's discuss it.
Yeah.
Start off with what's going on for the baseball team.
Yeah, well, after falling 5-4 to New Paltz yesterday, the Oswego State Lakers have a chance to bounce back with a crucial SUNYAC doubleheader tomorrow at Lauren Campbell Memorial Field. Sitting at 12-7 overall and 4-3 in conference play, the Lakers will need strong performances on both sides of the ball to take down the defending champion. The Lakers currently lead the conference with a team ERA of 4.81, while the Hawks lead the conference with a team batting average of 348. The first game set for noon and the second at 3 p.m., Oswego has a prime opportunity to bounce back and make a statement in the conference standings, especially over the New Paltz Hawks, who are the defending champs.
Yeah, a couple of tough teams in this conference between Cortland and New Paltz up there. It would be a statement win for Oswego. Again, we were talking about how they need to get the bats up and going here. They have a decent team average. The ERA low is not bad. So, I mean, it's going to be quite a determining game in a weird way. It's early on in the conference play. Still, I mean, we're after spring break, but it's still early in the conference. Still got about a month and a little bit of change to get into these conference matchups. We'll see how the Lakers can foe against this team. I think a win here would be great for them. I think that they can really put their name towards the top of the list and make an early push into the SUNYAC playoffs. But let's switch it now. On over to softball again. The Lakers will head up to Canton, but not to take on the Kangaroos. Rather, they set their sights on the St. Lawrence Saints. Game 1 will start at 12 p.m. with Game 2 slated for a 2 o'clock start, but anybody who knows baseball or softball knows that's probably not what's going to start.
Definitely not when it's
Definitely not. Oswego sitting at 5-8 looks to improve to 7-8 before taking on a SUNYAC opponent down in Morrisville. The Saints sit at 7-5 on the season. This series comes after their first Liberty League matchup of the season against the Clarkson Golden Knights. Rain has been an enemy of this Oswego team, with their last 4 matchups being rained out. This series is a makeup from March 29th, which was, of course, rained out. Lucas, with an exciting matchup for the Lakers, what are we looking for in this one?
I'm just really excited to see a very, very close game. I think both of these teams have a lot to offer when it comes to pitching and hitting, and I think when it comes down to it, this should be really, really competitive. Both of these teams aren't struggling, but they're right near the 500 mark. Oswego's slightly under, and St. Lawrence is slightly over. So for both teams, you have the different mindsets of Oswego's like, we've got to get that 500 point. You want to get there because that's where you start before you build up. St. Lawrence, you obviously want the opposite. You don't want to hit that 500 mark because you're already past it. So I think it's a very fun dynamic for both of these teams to be playing against each other now. And I think, like I said, it's going to be very, very competitive.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now, I'm sorry, instead of we're going from the diamond now back to the field, where we're going to take a look at Oswego State women's lacrosse team.
Clever.
Looks to stay perfect in SUNYAC play as they take on the Oneonta Red Dragons this Saturday. The Lakers enter the contest with a strong 7-2 record, 3-0 in the SUNYAC, while Oneonta sits at 3-7, 2-1 in the SUNYAC. Oswego boasts an impressive offensive attack, averaging 16.2 goals per game compared to Oneonta's 13.2. Oswego also clears Oneonta in goals against per game, holding teams to just over 7 goals a game, while the Red Dragons allow almost 14. With both teams fighting for postseason positioning, this matchup should be very, very interesting.
It got dark in here for a second.
It did get dark. I don't know what happened.
Well, again, we talk about this team being so dominant, and we've seen with that 7-2 record, 16.2 goals per game.
That's crazy.
And look at the shot out, and they're evenly matched up. This is an even matchup. I mean, Oneonta is still a very good squad. I think the record is a bit deceiving.
Yeah, they had a couple of really, really tough, but also close losses that could have gone either way. So their record doesn't exactly show their talent level. They are a solid team.
Yeah, they are a solid team, and I think this will be a good one for Oswego. If they can pull away another victory here and move even farther into the SUNYAC, it's going to be a tough matchup coming up again. And Cortland just in their near view future, a tough team that they've never beat, so we will see. But let's move on to men's lacrosse now, as the Lakers will take on the Potsdam Bears this Saturday at home, which is their first home game of the entire season. The Lakers are currently undefeated in the SUNYAC, sitting at, 1-0. The Bears sit at also 1-0 in the SUNYAC. After a trouncing of the Canton Kangaroos by a final score of 24-2, Potsdam comes in hot. This matchup is set to be a good one, an early SUNYAC matchup between these two squads. Potsdam comes in on fire. Now, Lucas, you think the Lakers can tame the flame and take down the Bears, or is this just a Potsdam team that's just too hot to handle for the Lakers?
So last year, the Oswego essentially had the same scenario against Potsdam. Potsdam was hot last year, and then they came to Laker Field, and Oswego beat them in overtime. I was on that call. It was so much fun to watch. This Lakers team is full of surprises, and I really think they can, I think you said, put out the fire, quench the fire, whatever you want to say.
Tame
the flame, sure.
I forgot what I said.
It doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call it, I do believe that they can, so yes, they can. And I 100% think that this is going to be a very, very good game. It was very low scoring last time, so I don't know if that's going to happen this time, because obviously Potsdam, they average a crazy goal scoring. But I think Oswego has a very, very solid defense that can tame this flame, like you said.
Absolutely. That's going to be all the time we have for our week ahead. We're going to go to a quick break, and when we come back, oh my God, again, I did the same thing. When we come back, it'll be time for a new segment here at Laker Connections called Way Too Early Predictions. We'll see you on the back half of the break. Stick around.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this ball.
And highbrow humor.
Surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
There's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back into season 23, episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your only place for all things Laker sports. I'm Kane Gerard, co-hosted by the large-hearted Lucas McGarry. I'm running out of things to say, Lucas.
You can reuse that.
No, you said I told you last time I got to change it every time.
Yeah, I guess so.
So here we are.
That's what you want to do.
There goes 3 more. So 3 more off the table. But now, Lucas, we can sit here and be sad and miss winter sports here in Oswego, or we can serve up some hot takes and make each other, and maybe some of those watching at home, also upset. We're doing something new here on Laker Connections. Me and Lucas are going to give our way too early season predictions for the 2025-26 winter season. Now, Lucas,
I didn't even originally know what you meant.
Well, now
when you first like were like, hey, this is what we're doing, I was like, huh? And then I was like, oh, you mean all the way
all
down.
of them. Lucas, let's start off with the 2025 SUNYAC champions, the men's ice hockey team.
So I think what's really funny is that last year they had 0 expectations because they had so many new players, and we didn't realize that Gosick was a recruiting wizard, and all of those guys that he picked up were going to be studs. So I think this year Oswego is going to have a lot more to do, and I think they're going to have a lot more to prove. So I think we might see a slight, and I will say slight because again, all of that talent is still going to be there. I think they're losing a couple of very good seniors, but other than that, they have plenty of guys that are filling in for them. And couple?
Only Daniel Kyle Bufo's gone.
Oh, that's right. Okay, perfect.
They're all coming back.
So then if I pause, then perfect. Then they're going to be slightly worse, I think. But because I think because of the talent they have, I think it's expected. I think teams are going to be taking them a lot more seriously than they did last year.
I think they're going to get better. I don't think. I think
I can see that happening too.
But here's what I mean when I say better. Hobart and Stevenson are coming into the SUNYAC next year.
That's gonna be
I don't think they repeat as SUNYAC championships. I think Hobart, the now 3-time national champion, is I would imagine is going to win the SUNYAC next year. I don't know. It's so annoying. It's so annoying. If anybody from Hobart for some weird reason happens to see this, I don't think you will.
Actually,
but if you do, then why leave? I don't want you here.
You can watch.
That's
another,
not good.
You can watch another show.
Let's move on. Let's move on to the women's hockey team. Now, speaking of expectations, this team was just so close to being into the NCAA tournament, and they dropped that final game against Plattsburgh in the SUNYAC championship. In their second season ever in the SUNYAC, they get there, host the championship, and lose it. Their expectations, I think, may not be as high as the men's hockey team will be because of how many returners that the men's team will get. The women's team, though, is losing a lot of seniors, a lot of talent. I think they have a lot of young players who are still good, but losing Levy and some of these other talented players, it's going to be tough for them to recover from. But I think their expectation next year is at least an appearance in the SUNYAC championship. I think they can get there. I'm not sure if they'll win it or get into the NCAA tournament, but I think that their expectation is at least getting into that championship game next year.
No, I mean, without a doubt. Losing Levy is like losing an arm for that team. Whoever is goalie next year is going to have like the biggest shoes to fill. So that is going to be very, very tough for them because obviously Levy was just a stud. So I think for them, it's going to be a figuring out season.
Let's move from the frozen water over to the hardwood. Now tell me, the women's basketball team, what their expectations are going to be. Now they get into the playoffs. They win their first game at home as a 3 seed and then lose in the second round. So their expectations next year to me are a little flip-flopped. I mean, they are losing some players, but for the most part, I think this team still stays pretty well-rounded next year. I'm going to say a playoff appearance, I think, is at bare minimum what the expectation is going to be.
At this point, yes.
But I think they can maybe make a run and get a little bit deeper in the playoffs than they had did previous season.
No, 100%. They have been steadily improving every single year since at least that I've been here. When I got here, they were not the best team. They were pretty low in the SUNYAC standings, and then they finished third last year. That is very, very impressive to just see the steady growth. I still think the coaching needs to get a little better. That's just my personal opinion. But I think that they have plenty of talent. It's just whether or not that they use it correctly.
Now let's switch over from the women's team to the men's team. Now this men's team was in the NCAA playoffs for the last 2 years, and this year didn't even get a crack at it. Didn't even get to the SUNYAC championship. A huge fall from grace for this team. Now, again, we talked about all the seniors last year they were going to lose. I'm sure you guys enjoyed listening to Joyce and Mudd talk all about them last year on Laker Connections. And well, this year we did not get grace to the same amount of success from the squad. So I think the expectation for this team is to make the playoffs at this point. I'm not quite sure where I stand with this team. Quickly, any thoughts?
I mean, honestly, I would just say exactly the same thing as you. It's just very, very disappointing to see where they are. And I think they needed Jeremiah Sparks a little bit more than they thought they would when he left, because he was a star and he really did do well for that team. And I think when they left, they didn't expect him to leave that big of a hole.
No, definitely not. It was a good season for this team, but I think Jason Leon's got a little bit of recruiting to do in this offseason.
He needs to work his recruiting magic and see what he can do.
Trust the process with this Lakers squad. We're going to go to another quick break. When we come back, we will have our Lakers showdown.
Sounds good.
We'll see you on the flip side of the break.
Yeah, we'll just take a break. We'll come back in a minute.
Yeah, we'll back. Bye.
Go!
Would you like to try snacks from faraway lands? Or snacks with bizarre flavors? How about snacks in new ways? Or snacks you've never tried before? You don't have to go far to find these snacks. They can all be found here at Snacks on West 1st Street.
Yeah, we're walking around campus, and what do we see?
All these clubs are looking.
They looking for me.
There's hockey.
There's improv.
So much to see. So let's go try them out and see how they be. Come on and please watch.
Our embarrassment's free. Tune in to Amateurs on WTOP.
Happy Friday, Lakers, and another beautiful day here in Oswego, New York. I'm DJ Don Perone, and I'm happy that you're starting your weekend off right listening to WNYO 88.9 FM, the Laker Radio Network.
I said, darling, can you see there's no room for us? There's no room. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you. Now our lives are changing. Promises keep slipping. And I always knew it wasn't you. It wasn't you.
Welcome back into season 23, episode number 3 of Laker Connections, your home for everything Lakers sports. And Lucas, it is I guess it's time. It's not really. I don't know if I'm excited about this. Mr. Michael Neckers is back. Our Laker Showdown moderator.
He keeps coming back. We don't really have anyone else to do it.
Lucas, for those who don't know, please tell them what a
Laker Showdown is a showdown between two Lakers, me and Kenny. Michael, our moderator, will ask us a series of 3 questions, and it will be best 2 out of 3 style. Wow. Michael decides the winner of each question. Wow. And that will be it. Michael?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to do here, guys. We've still got a lot of time left before the NFL season starts, but last week I asked about the Steelers, so this week I'm going to ask about the Giants. I need both of you to give me your record prediction for the 2025-26 Giants, and whoever is closer to my prediction will earn the point. Kenny, as the Giants fan, you're up first.
So, I mean, adding Mr. Unlimited.
What's your prediction,
And
Kenny?
adding Mr. Unlimited.
We're both at 0.
Adding Jameis Winston.
No one has scored a point yet.
Yeah,
guys.
we're at 0. Anyway, so with those additions, I don't think it makes Oswego. Sorry, I'm so on Oswego. I don't think it makes the Giants like a playoff contender or even a good team at that. I think they're just going to be fun garbage as opposed to just garbage as they were with Daniel Jones. I think it's just going to be like putting a tutu on a trash can. Like it's going to be Oh, wow, that's pretty trash. It's lipstick on a pig. I think it's going to be...
Lipstick on a pig. I actually really like that.
5-12 for the Giants.
Lucas?
I'm going to go 3-14, just flat out.
I
don't see... I love Mr. Unlimited. You know, he was my quarterback last year, but the Giants just don't have enough talent right now.
I think 5-12.
I don't see them winning more than 3 games, and I also see them losing a couple of games that they 100% should win.
Oh, they absolutely.
That's why I only see them winning 3.
But
Those 3 games will be against teams that they shouldn't.
Time's up. Well, guys, as you know, I'm a pretty big Giants hater. Not as much as I hate Philly. Not a fan of Philly.
We can agree on only that.
Kenny, you're going to take this one. My prediction. I'm being a little generous here. 7-10 is my prediction.
Wow,
for the Giants.
really?
I think they're going to get more wins than people think this year.
Never make a football take.
All right, hey, enough out of you, or I'll make you lose again. Question 2. Other than Laker connections, what is the best OP on WTOP-10? Lucas, you're up first.
The best OP on WTOP-10 right now is obviously Shut the Chuck Up.
No, it's not.
Charlie, the producer,
We're gonna get some haters for saying no to this.
Just scream. I heard him scream, but yeah, Shut the Chuck Up. It's just such a fun, loving show, and it has one of my favorite people out there, Chuck. So yeah, Shut the Chuck Up.
Where's the camera? Where's the camera? Where's the camera? I need a camera moved on me here. Here we go. I'm getting up. I'm fired up for this one. Here we go. The best show on WTOP-10. The DK Experience. I love that show. Oh, you thought I was gonna say, oh boy! Oh boy, and it's not even close. Oh boy, by a mile, and it ain't even close. You pick anybody else, you're wrong. No, you're wrong.
Sit down.
No, you're wrong.
Sit down, buddy.
No.
Sit down.
Fired up.
So, we've got a tough decision here.
Yeah, you do.
Do I let everyone at WTOP-10 hate me, or do I pick Lucas's answer? I hear Chuck in the back cheering for his show. But I'm going to give this one to Kenny, but he does not win yet because the final round, I've decided today, is worth 3 points.
Okay. Wow.
So, last but not least, this
you need a crutch to beat me. You need a crutch.
No. This question feels very fitting for the two of you and myself. Guys, who is the best sports commentator of all time in your eyes? Lucas, you're up first.
No, make Kenny go first.
No,
Lucas is first.
The teleprompter says you're up first.
No, I need a second.
The teleprompter says you're up first.
Michael Sterling of the Yankees. He's so good. Michael Sterling of the Yankees. He's been there forever. I don't even know why you guys are putting your thumbs on. You're a Mets fan. You have nothing to say.
Lucas, real quick, before we go to Kenny, can you impersonate a Michael Sterling call for me?
No, I can't.
No, God, no.
It is high. It is far. It is gone.
You heard it here first, folks. And Kenny, for you.
He's fantastic.
Oh, this is so tough. There's so many good ones.
Joe Buck.
God, don't say that name. Don't say that name here.
None of them. Oh man. See, because you took my answer. That was a good one.
Did I actually?
Yeah, that was Sterling's a good one.
Respect.
What's his name? The football. Oh, he's on Amazon Prime. I'm blanking so hard.
Yeah,
Amazon Prime.
I love that guy.
Don't help him. Don't help him.
Don't help me.
Don't help him. He's gonna get it.
It's not.
Got a minute 20-minute program to get it. Don't say it, Aaron.
Aaron, help. Someone help. Oh, Al Michaels, thank you. Yeah, I thought of that myself. Yeah, Al Michaels. I love Al Michaels. I think he's very good.
Give me my 3 points now.
Yeah.
If I'm taking a crutch, I'll take the crutch.
You're going to take your crutch.
He didn't even give an answer. I'll take the loss. That's fine. I don't need a crutch.
Well, gentlemen.
Give him the loss. It's 1 point. I think I still win.
I am a big fan of Al Michaels. Very good NFL commentator. But I'm going to have to go with Lucas on this one. So this week, Lucas.
I did not win. No, shake Kenny's hand. I did not win.
No, you won.
I did not win.
You won.
He beat me 2-1.
Look at the scoreboard. Look at the scoreboard.
I did not win.
Look at the scoreboard.
Chris, I did not win.
Look at the scoreboard. Can we put Lucas wins in the lower third?
This is a Mickey Mouse win.
In the lower third.
I'm not.
Lucas wins in the lower third.
No, I did not win. Kenny, I'm sorry.
With like 4 exclamation points. With like 4 exclamation points.
I'm not shaking your hand. I didn't.
No, my hand.
Oh yeah. Kenny won. Kenny won. I will accept that loss.
Lucas wins. Woo!
All right. That's enough of all that action. He took my answer. That was a good answer. That would have. Yeah. Ball game over. Yankees win. The Yankees win. Thank you, everybody. It's all the time we have for tonight. We will see you guys in 1 week for episode number 4. Have a good night.
Good night.
Want to do? We got some Stick to Sports for you. Welcome back to Season 10, Episode 2 of Stick to Sports. We have a jam-packed rundown of topics for all of y'all. So today, boys, Let's hear it.
Roll
it!
Boys, we're starting this week off on a sad note for us. The New York Yankees are facing elimination tonight in Game 3 of the ALDS, letting the Blue Jays put up double digits on us in the first 2 games. We'll give a live update on what could be the end of the Yankee season in a little bit, but Connor, give me some answers. What is going on?
Well, Mike, I mean, the Yankees are just flat out getting outplayed in pretty much every facet of the game. I mean, their pitching has been terrible. You look at Luis Gil, he got flat out shelled in Game 1. His velocity has been down this entire year. Looks nothing like his Rookie of the Year performance from last season. Max Fried, the Yankees' supposed ace of their staff, got completely shelled in Game 2 by that Jays lineup. And I mean, the Yankees just flat out cannot win in Toronto, Mike. This year, the Jays are 6-1 against the Yankees in Toronto, but only 2-4 against them in the Bronx. So with Toronto having home field advantage in the series, the odds are certainly not in the Yankees' favor.
And speaking of home field advantage, Connor, what about Toronto's golden child, Vladimir Guerrero Jr., dude? He is the bane of the Yankees' existence. Regular season, postseason, don't matter. He's putting that contract to good use. He recorded the first Blue Jays grand slam in postseason history in the 3rd inning in that Game 2. And let's also talk, this is the postseason of rookie star outings by rookie pitchers. I mean, we saw Cam Schlittler in the wild card round against the Red Sox, and rookie Trey Savage, put up a Toronto postseason record of 11 strikeouts in 5.1 no-hit innings against the Yankees. He had a disgusting splitter that caused the Yankees to strike out the first 7. I mean, he was absolutely dominant, and once the Yankees got down so much, there was no way of getting back in that game.
100%. Kind of, you touched on it. The bullpen kind of falls apart when the Yankees we take out the ace. We can't really seem to keep pitching when the one guy's out.
Yeah, and staying in the AL, the Mariners and Tigers are currently playing Game 3 right now. Just kidding, that actually ended. The Mariners came out on top by a score of 8-4, officially taking a 2-1 lead in this series. Alex, tell me a little about these M's as they hope to put away Detroit tomorrow night.
Yeah, so Connor, the thing about Detroit is Detroit relies so heavily on Tarek Skubal and that Game 1 performance that he has patented at this point. Every Game 1 performance he has had, he is going deep into 7 innings. He is putting up double-digit strikeouts. And the problem with Detroit is when that doesn't happen, or Tarek fumbles a little bit, then the Tigers are lost. Their hitting numbers are not excellent at all. I mean, we have seen them this postseason against the Guardians, put up 2 runs and get away with it, or, put up 3 runs and barely eke by. And that's not a winning formula when you're facing a Seattle roster with powerful bats in Julio Rodriguez, in Cal Raleigh, in Eugenio Suarez, in Josh Naylor. They have so much explosive firepower. The Mariners, I think, will take this series.
I agree with you, but the Mariners have Raleigh, right? And when you rely on Tariq Skubal, it's not a recipe for success. I agree with what you said, but also errors were the name of the game for this series. There were a ton of errors that were easily could be scooped up to get them out, and the Tigers just couldn't scoop them up. They couldn't pick up the ball and throw to get the guys out.
Yeah, and I think the game changer, especially in this game we saw tonight, was J.P. Crawford. 2 hits, 2 RBIs, and a homer really gave them that edge there in that victory.
He was certainly effective in Game 2 with those 2 massive home runs off of arguably the best pitcher in the American League, going to win his second back-to-back Cy Young this year, Tarek Skubal.
Absolutely. If that defense does not work out for Detroit. But we'll head over to the NLDS now. The Dodgers and the Phillies have an absolute roller coaster start of a series so far. With lead changes, dominant pitching performances, and clutch homers, the Dodgers have shown their resilience by taking a 2-0 lead over Philadelphia. So, Sammy, what do the Phillies need to do to save their season down 2-0?
Pray. My best answer is pray, but I will say that hope is not all lost. The Phillies, Game 2, Phillies did start to mount a comeback, right? They were coming back. It was just some bad calling by the management or the manager, Rob Thompson. He made a questionable decision to have Stoll bunt it. And
Stott, yes.
Oh, sorry, Stott. Yeah, my bad. Sorry, Stott bunt it, and Castellanos could not make it in. It was a double play. And it killed all the momentum they had.
I mean, I think you really have to look at it in this way. It's the Dodgers. We knew this team was going to be phenomenal in the playoffs. We've seen them being phenomenal in the playoffs year after year. They won it all last year, whooping the Yankees in the World Series. And the Phillies have a tough task. I don't want to completely count them out because series isn't over till it's over, but this Phillies team has a long climb to go.
They certainly do, Mike. I know you're not going to count them out, but I will. They're sending their former ace, Aaron Nola, to the mound in Game 3. This season, Nola's 5-10 with a 5.01 ERA. He has by far been the worst pitcher on this very good Phillies starting staff, unfortunately without Zach Wheeler, who was out for the season. But flat out, I mean, the stars of this Philly team, Harper, Turner, Schwarber, Realmuto, and Castellanos, 5 for 35. That's batting 142 with 13 Ks and 0 home runs. Phillies are built on long ball. If you're not going to hit the long ball and your star players making all that money are not going to produce, you're not going to win.
And Connor, I was literally going to say the same exact thing. We're starting to see a trend with Philadelphia. Last year, that's what happened in the postseason. And just quick, I want to shout out Teoscar Hernandez. He is batting 250, 3 home runs through 4 games in this first couple of series. It's incredible to see. He is their MVP of the playoffs so far.
All right, moving over to Milwaukee, the Brewers took a 2-0 lead over the Chicago Cubs with a hat trick of homers. The two teams will head to Wrigley Field for Game 3, where the Brewers hope to win their first playoff series since 2018. Mike, do you think the Cubs have a shot of a comeback, or are the Brewers going to punch their ticket to the NLCS?
With the way the Cubs are hitting right now, Sammy, I do not. I mean, 3 hits in this game against the Brewers, it just isn't going to cut it. And we saw it in the first game as well. They need to hit the ball. They need to make contact. They need to put the ball in play and get something done.
That graphic on the bottom of your screen brings up the 21-year-old outfield phenom for the Brewers, Jackson Chourio. He had a massive 3-run home run off Daniel Palencia, and this is after Chourio had to leave Game 1 due to a hamstring injury, so he's playing a little hurt. I mean, Alex, I know I mentioned the offensive player, but can you tell us a little bit about that star pitcher for the Brewers, another young player?
Absolutely, Connor. Jacob Mizorowski, a name that came into this league.
The Miz.
The Miz. He made the All-Star game after just 6 starts in the league. Insane. The velocity on this guy. He came in, Connor mentioned a great point behind the scenes, but they didn't want Jacob Mizorowski starting this game because he's a rookie, and they didn't want to rattle him in any way. So they brought him out of the bullpen in the 3rd inning. He came in and pitched 3 scoreless innings. He pitched 57 pitches, and 31 of them were above 100 miles an hour. His first 8 pitches reached over 102 miles an hour. And when they asked him about it, he simply just said, the adrenaline took hold of me. I love that fire, and I love that coaching decision that they mentioned. The Brewers just look like such a polished team, and they're going to go to the NLCS.
100%. I just want to say the Brewers ran a bullpen game last game, and it paid off for them. They didn't have any starters, and they didn't need to.
Yeah.
Well, let's put the bats down for a little bit for a quick break. When we come back, we'll look at some of the most electric games of the NFL's Week 5. You're watching Stick to Sports here on WTOP-10.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
surface is this.
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Look at the number of disasters in the U.S. Chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
I had to eat a raw egg on Chris's dormitory floor.
I currently don't have any federal pending charges.
You know what you never did? You never walked to Walmart, Chris. That's my co-host. This is for making the East Coast Pop-Tarts. It's showtime, Crits. Come on.
I want to be on the air for that. I got a couple things to say.
No.
Spin the wheel. But you got censorship.
Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back to.
Welcome back into Stick to Sports. We're going to transition from the diamond to the frozen tundra as we were treated a very competitive slate of NFL games this past weekend. Starting with the 1 o'clock slate, we were treated an amazing 18-point fourth quarter comeback by Bo Nix and the Denver Broncos. They defeated the Philadelphia Eagles 21-17. The win officially snapped Philly's absurd 20-game win streak dating back to last season. Alex, how did the Broncos pull this thing off?
One word, Mike. Defense. Straight defense. I want to highlight one specific person on this Broncos defense, and his name is Nick Bonito. Most underrated defensive player in the NFL right now. You can quote me saying that. He has 7 sacks in 5 games this year. He's leading the NFL. In this game against the Eagles, who have a very good O-line, he had 2.5 sacks on 3 QB pressures. We could see, boys, with Pat Surtain winning DPOY last year, if Nick Bonito wins DPOY, that would be the first time since Ed Reed and Ray Lewis to have back-to-back DPOYs, different players, same team in back-to-back years. 2003, 2004, when we were all born.
Certainly some Hall of Fame level company.
Absolutely. So defense won that game. Eagles didn't play awful. They just got complacent. And Hurts did a nice job of spreading around the ball.
Oh, my God.
He did.
Not again.
And Devontae Smith had 114 yards.
Guess who didn't have any yards, though? A.J. Brown.
53.
Okay, 53. He was third in receiving yards.
Nick Bonito. Write the name down.
All right, I do want to talk about the Eagles stalled, man. They had a 14-point lead heading into the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't get it done. It was three drives, negative 21 yards, 3 punts. There was nothing they could do to stop the Broncos defense. I agree. Defense was the name of the game, and they showed it. Bo Nix came alive in the fourth quarter with help from J.K. Dobbins, but.
Showing he's a leader.
Yeah, showing he's a leader. It was great grit. It was great that he didn't give up on the game, and that's what winners do. Winners don't give up.
And I think the biggest question this game brings up is, are the Eagles a legitimate team? Of course, still a really solid team, the Broncos as well. But the Eagles dropped this game. They had a couple close ones early in the season, almost lost to the Giants.
I don't.
They actually have not played the Giants yet this week. They
Am I
play on
tweaking?
Thursday
Am I
for the
tweaking?
first time.
Am I tweaking?
I don't want
I'm tweaking.
to blow up your spot there.
I don't think.
Anyway, moving on to the 4 o'clock slate, we were treated to an all-time quarterback duel between Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold. The Bucs were bolstered by Baker's absurd 87.9 completion percentage, which is the highest of any QB so far in 2025, as they took down the Seahawks by a score of 38-35. Sammy, are the Bucs serious NFC contenders if Baker continues to keep playing like this?
I'm going to give you some stats. Baker Mayfield, 29 for 33, 379 yards, and 2 touchdowns. That man played insane. He was just slinging it, dude. I loved watching Baker Mayfield light it up. It was absolutely insane. And you know what? Baker's not the only guy that help that won this game. Levante David had a sliding interception on Sam Darnold to set McLaughlin up for a game-winner field goal. This game was the game of the week. It might be the game of the year right now. And I believe that Baker Mayfield and the Bucs are legitimate contenders for the Super Bowl.
I like it.
I mean, plain and simple, Bucs get it done week after week. Of course, did pick up that one loss, but again, they've lost or won every game by 1 possession. Baker Mayfield knows what he needs to do, and he gets it done consistently every week for this team with the help of that star-studded cast around him.
Absolutely.
I think the story of this game was the injuries on Seattle's defense. They were missing DeMarcus Lawrence, Julian Love, and Devon Witherspoon, all very big key starters for them. That ultimately manifested itself in the third down stat. The Bucs converted on 7 of 11 third downs, and that, of course, takes its toll later in the game. Seattle's defense just couldn't get off the field.
Yeah, absolutely. Banged up defenses. But let's highlight something else. The clash of the Ohio State receivers. Emeka Egbuka is running away right now with the Offensive Rookie of the Year. He is 4th in the league not just in rookies, just any receiver in the league in yards with 445, 5 touchdowns to go along with that too. We had 163 yards in this game, and then we have Jackson Smith in Jigba, 132 yards in this game, second in the league. The Ohio State boys are disgusting. But let's move on to a different receiver. Well, Stephon Diggs. He was certainly waiting all day for his Sunday night as he made his return to Buffalo for the first time since the Bills traded him to Houston in April of 2024. The Patriots, bolstered by a vengeful Diggs and a career game from Drake May, just edged past the Bills with 52-yarder last-second field goal. So, Mike, did Mike Vrabel save the Patriots straight up?
I think it's too soon to say that he has saved the Patriots week 5 of the season, but it is a huge step in the right direction from where they were. I mean, you look at Drake May, and he is playing, I don't want to say at the level of Tom Brady, but he's playing so well for this team.
He's
22 for 30, 273 yards, no interceptions, no turnovers. We don't talk about Ramondre Stevenson. He had a couple. But okay. I think this Patriots team has taken a huge step in the right direction, and Bills didn't play their best game, so a good win for the Patriots, but still a lot of work to be done.
Ramondre Stevenson, don't fumble the ball challenge level, impossible. Just real quick, want to give some love to Diggs. 10 receptions, 146 yards. 119 of those yards came in the second half, so he clearly turned it on when it mattered the most. And little Patriots stat, this is the first time through 5 games that they've had an over 500 record since 2019. So maybe Vrabel did kind of save them.
Yeah, and Connor, the thing that Vrabel brings to this team is just his defensive mind. Just the fact we haven't seen the Bills turn over the ball like that this season. And at halftime, when the game is 6-3 and you're holding the Bills to 6 points and you force 2 fumbles, you're forcing an interception, Vrabel is doing something right over there.
I 100% agree. Let's not forget, though, Mac Jones did make a Pro Bowl in his career. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on Stick to Sports, but when we come back, it's time for Mike's Fast Break. As well, we're going to cover the Giannis Buck saga, Connor McDavid extension, and our NHL regular season predictions right here on WTOP-10.
Get rid of all the questions.
If only we had someone who could tell us what we should and shouldn't watch.
Well, do we have a show for you?
Who are you?
What are you doing in my bed?
On Be Kind and Rewind, we will go through and review all your favorite movie franchises.
And tell you which ones you should and shouldn't watch from the perspective of normal movie fans. Well, be sure to check out Be Kind and Rewind on WTOP-10.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Fast Break. I've got some burning hot questions to ask the guys. So, without further ado, let's dive right in. NHL season is finally here, and so are contract extensions. Oilers superstar Connor McDavid signed a 2-year, $25 million contract to help bring home a Stanley Cup. While he could have gotten a record-breaking $19.1 million a season, he passed that up to help the Oilers with their cap and make the best team possible. Alex, who are the winners and losers of this signing?
Well, straight up, Mike, one of the winners is Connor McDavid in general. Yes, you could argue that he wasn't a winner because he didn't take more money. But how I see it is with that extra cap space to help out fill a roster, Connor McDavid can establish, even if it's only a 2-year contract, he can establish a little bit more of his legacy here in Edmonton. And I just think that, considering that the back-to-back champion Panthers captain, Alexander Barkov, is out with a season-long injury, it's pedal to the metal right now for the Oilers, and it is time for them to win. He's a winner, the Oilers are a winner, and the losers of this trade are every team that was going to start a bidding war to get McDavid into their back pocket.
I completely agree. I think that the Oilers are the absolute clear winner here because not only did they kept their superstar in Connor McDavid, he willingly took a pay cut to make a better team to make a run at the chip. I think that if you have a player who's willing to sacrifice all that money that he knows he can get somebody else, and he has the heart to do that, and winner is the right word, Alex. He's a winner.
Absolutely.
As we wrap up the fast break, I want to know what some of your guys' most realistic NHL predictions are. Sammy, we're going to start with you on this one.
I know we said realistic. I'm sticking to it. I think the Islanders hockey the New York Islanders have a bright future ahead of them. I know. Matthew Schaefer, the #1 overall pick, it looked amazing in the preseason.
It's preseason.
Okay, preseason. Still looked great. Anyway, he made the lineup. He is a starter. And this team right now, I believe, looks like a wild card team. I think that they besides their goalie, I know they don't have a good backup goalie. I know that's not really, but that's besides the point.
I mean,
Matthew
backup fire, young fiery teams we see going into eat their way into the playoffs. I wouldn't doubt it at all.
Absolutely, I think Matthew Darch is ushering in a new era of Long Island puck.
Connor, what about you?
Yeah, I'm honestly going to say that the Vegas Golden Knights will make it back to the Western Conference playoffs after being disappointed in round 2 of those playoffs last year to the Minnesota Wild. They just signed Mitch Marner, former core 4 of the Toronto Maple Leafs, and this is a team that already was top 5 in goals scored per game last year and second in power play goals in the entire NHL. I think their offense is going to be humming, and I think they are going to make another deep playoff run this year.
Yeah, I mean, they're top 2 favored to go back to winning a championship or something? Great hot take, buddy. No, I'm just messing with you.
Let's go Knights!
That's a great prediction. My prediction is, delusional, but I think the Rangers go back to the playoffs this year.
It was realistic.
Yeah, I'm aware, and I just clowned him for making an actual prediction. But I think the Rangers go back to the playoffs, and the reason is that GM Chris Drury had a drastic reshape of the roster from last year. Trading away beloved captain Jacob Trouba, and then eventually Chris Kreider. But I'm assuming a lot of bounce-back seasons for the New York Rangers. I'm assuming a good bounce-back year for Adam Fox. I'm expecting Igor Shesterkin to... He didn't have a bad year last year, but he wasn't very consistent. And I think that Zibanejad is going to recapture his game similar to how he did under JT Miller's wing.
Well, that's it for the fast break, fellas. We've got extra innings coming at you right after the break.
Say, President Stanley, whenever there's bad weather, who would you turn to?
I'd turn to Storm Team 10.
No, but you've got to say it like this. Storm Team 10. Say it with me. Storm Team 10.
If you like action, romance,
if you're watching this,
and highbrow humor,
what surface is this?
Floor. Minch did not legitimately put his head in the toilet.
there's only one place to turn.
No!
Tune in to new episodes of
Oh boy!
only on WTOP.
Welcome back into Stick to Sports. Last but not least, let's head to extra innings for this week's picks. Taking a look at the leaderboard, Alex and Connor are currently tied for first place, sporting a 2-1 record on the season. I'm in third at 1-2, and Stammy's in the basement at 0-3. Bringing it down to Baltimore, the Los Angeles Rams will travel across the country to M&T Bank Stadium. We're a little sneak peek of our picks. Sunday, they face the Ravens with Lamar Jackson being questionable. Connor, who do you see coming out on top?
I like the Rams by a score of 30-24. I mean, with Lamar being questionable and this Ravens defense being second worst in the league, only behind Mike's Cowboys, I don't see how Baltimore can win.
I agree with you, Connor. I have the Rams here. I'll take it by a Dillian again. I forgot my score. But the Rams are coming off of an overtime loss to the 49ers. And again, it's a QB carousel right now in the Ravens locker room. I think the Rams are coming for a vengeance. Give me the Rams.
Are you guys forgetting who the GOAT is at quarterback for the Ravens right now? Cooper Rush?
Yeah. Dude.
No.
Oh, yeah.
The man's name is Cooper.
Listen, man. I think that Cooper Rush, even if Lamar Jackson doesn't play, Cooper Rush gets it done. I think the Ravens take it.
Okay.
I think Rams win, and I don't think it's going to be close. I think 38-17, and 17 is generous.
Someone had to be the outlier.
Hey, that could be your win.
All right. Staying in the NFC West, the San Francisco 49ers and Mac Jones will be forced to walk the plank, matey, as they travel to Tampa Bay to face Baker Mayfield and the Bucs. Honestly, guys, for this one, I'm going Bucs 35, Niners 28. The Niners have too many key injuries to Purdy, Kittle, Ayuk, Pearsall, and Jawan Jennings. Too many injuries on offense. Give me Baker.
Yeah, but they got the power of friendship, and they have Christian McCaffrey. And Christian McCaffrey, the Buccaneers are giving up the one of the teams to give up the top 5 most receiving yards to running backs, and that's Christian McCaffrey's wheelhouse. Give me the Niners to give the Buccaneers their second loss of the season.
I would like to formally apologize to Mac Jones. I said you couldn't get it done 2 weeks ago, and you did. So give me the Bucs.
Give you the Bucs. There you go.
I'm taking the Bucs too, and I think they're going to stay with those close games, win it 31-28. So a tight one there between the two.
Okay, I like it, boys. Finally, on Sunday Night Football, the Detroit Lions will travel into Arrowhead Stadium to face Patrick Mahomes and the Kansas City Chiefs. With the Chiefs struggling so far out the gate, Sammy, how do you see this one playing out?
I think that they're playing in Arrowhead. We're going to see some of that black magic. I think Mahomes is gonna win against the Lions. I think it's going to be a close match, but I think the Chiefs are going to edge us out somehow.
And Sammy, I'm going to have to go with you. The Chiefs' voodoo devil magic always seems to get it done. Of course.
Especially
didn't against the Jaguars last night, as Trevor Lawrence fell twice on the game-winning touchdown.
They weren't at Arrowhead,
Duval. But I think this is going to be a phenomenal game. This Detroit Lions offense is really, really solid. I got the Chiefs 28-27. An interesting score.
I like that. I like that.
I'm going to break up this Chiefs glaze that we have on the show right now. I've got the Lions winning 24-21. I think it's going to be close. I think the refs are going to make it a little close for the Chiefs here. But this is a great matchup for the Lions run game. The Chiefs allow 4.8 yards per carry this season. That's 7th most in the NFL. I think this is going to be the Sonic and Knuckles show between Gibbs and Montgomery.
I love it, Connor. Great interpretation. I just think we saw such a good and pesky Lions defense against the Ravens. We have seen them time and time again, get sacks, get pressure on the QB. Mahomes great at scrambling, but I also got the Lions here. I don't have confidence in the Chiefs defense. You're putting up a 30-piece to the Jaguars, and no hate to the Jaguars. The Jaguars got a very talented offense, but I just don't see. I see Jared Goff and I see Amon-Ra getting into the end zone 2 to 3 times. Just give me the Lions.
No faith in Tyquan Thornton.
No faith in Tyquan. Travis Kelce's going to have a resurgence game, dude. He's going to propose to Taylor Swift again.
Yeah. No.
All right. But that's all the time we have on this episode of Stick to Sports. Be sure to tune in again 2 weeks from now, right here on WTOP-10.
Crinkle that up.
Take the bump cam. Take the bump cam.
Chris, I'm really glad you invited me out to dinner tonight.
Yeah, of course, man. I actually had something I wanted to ask you.
Okay.
Okay, guys, welcome to the Topper Restaurant. I'll be your server today. Can I get you to start off with drinks, appetizers, anything?
I'll get a Pepsi.
Is Coke okay?
Coke is lovely.
Okay.
All right, then can I get a Coke?
Is Pepsi okay?
I guess, yeah. Pepsi will be fine.
Pepsi, okay. Can I get you to start on any appetizers? I recommend the TOP Desk Leg Sliders. They're really good.
Can we give us a second to think about this? We just sat down, so.
Yeah.
I mean,
that'd be great.
Okay, but they're really good.
Yeah, we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look.
Okay.
So, The reason why I asked you to come to dinner with me is because I really had an important question to ask you. You know, we've been friends